We're in the middle of one of those really concentrated periods of compressed change, especially where there's a lot of planets standing still in the sky. What does that actually mean? Well, it means that the Earth's caught up with them in terms of orbital speed or rotation, or that we're leaving them behind. And it's only an apparent position. It's not true, it's just the way we're seeing it. Nevertheless, because we're seeing it this way, it does have an effect upon us. And it is a fair statement to say that in all cases when planets are retrograde, the influences of that planet are generally to be experienced more internally rather than externally. For example, the only retrogrades I have in my personal horoscope are all in the second house, that of money, resources, and some of my biggest issues concern what it is that is of value and worth, and finding value and worth in myself. Look at where the retrogrades are in your chart, in particular which house they're in, and see how your opinion of yourself changes in this area compared to other people's opinions of you. And in that context, I want to look at Mars retrograde. Mercury stops going retrograde on February 28th. Mars starts going retrograde on March the 1st. Mars is at 27-28 Libra and is going to go back as far as 9 degrees of Libra. I've said a number of times that Mars really doesn't like being in Libra because Mars is all about your assertiveness, your magnetism, your projectiveness. It's your confidence, your cockiness, it's your libido. It's how you assert yourself, whether it's aggression, warfare, violence, or bravery, heroism, courage. Yet Libra is all about teamwork and sharing. Mars normally takes 6 to 7 weeks through Libra, and it goes through it with the subtlety of a hot knife through butter or a sledgehammer. It doesn't take prisoners, and it's over and done with 7 weeks every 2 years. This time, with the Mercury retrograde, it's 7 to 8 months. We're already 3 months in, and now the retrograde phase is kicking in. The actions of the last 3 months are now going to be reassessed and reevaluated over the coming 2.5 months until Mars stands still again around the 3rd week of May. Look at your chart. Look at your horoscope and look for the area of your horoscope occupied by Libra, central Libra. Look at the house that it's in. And then ask yourself, do the affairs of that house, whether it's relationships with the 7th house, family with the 4th, money with the 2nd, community with the 11th, career with the 10th, ask yourself if you're feeling satisfied or fulfilled by what you're doing in the area of the house that Mars is going retrograde in. Because I do suggest that over the coming months, individually, we're all likely to take a step back and look at whether we're still feeling that fulfilled in that area and whether we want to, whether it's viable to continue putting a lot of energy in. And the only way it's going to be viable is if the same amount of energy is coming back out. Quid pro quo. And that's the thing about Libra, with Mars in Libra. There can be an uneasy compromise where Mars will put lots of energy in, but it has to get it back as well. Otherwise, it's a one-way street, and that's got a very short-term lifespan. In terms of the bigger picture, Mars is retrograding back around, well, when it stands still in the middle of June, it's already past the Grand Cross point. The Mars trigger for the Grand Cross point is going to be very much April, although the Jupiter-Uranus-Pluto time is now, late February through to mid-late March. Mars will come along as a trigger during April. But I suspect that as Mars goes retrograde through Libra, forcing the rest of the world to talk to each other, whether they want to or not, over the coming month, there will be some kind of begrudging cooperation happening worldwide that hopefully will take the edge off of April's Grand Cross. We shall see. But Mars retrograde, a time to balance, share, and not so much structure, but balance, share, and dance with your physical energies. To be wise enough when to say, I'll stop here and get out the way. Catch you later.